Welcome, folks, to Let's Play Crusader Kings 2, a game made by Paradox Development Studio. I just read that out of the top right-hand corner. Now, before I even talk about the game, I want to talk about something that you may or may not have already noticed. I am trying something new with my audio, and there's a few things that may be different. For one thing, you're going to get much more audio clarity, I think. That's good for you. I think that's going to happen. I'll have to compare this video to a previous video that I've made without this new setup to see what the difference is. But, yeah, you should get much more clarity out of my voice. Second thing is, because of the new clarity, you'll now be able to hear all my little smacks and all that stuff. And when I take a drink out of my water bottle, as I very often do, you'll hear this disgusting noise. You'll hear that. So I'll try to minimize the drinking while I'm actually recording. But also, the thing for me that might not affect you, but it's affecting me pretty heavily, is that I can actually hear my own voice now. Before, I was wearing my headphones, and I couldn't hear my own voice, and it was very odd. I'm not sure if you've ever tried to talk without hearing your own voice, but basically the problem is, I just burped there. Bleh. Basically, the problem is you have no idea what you sound like. It's very, very odd. And if you don't know what you sound like, you don't know if you're saying things properly, if you're saying them improperly. It really shines a light on how insufficient our mouths are at making noises without like kind of a corrective regulatory mechanism to correct them. Yeah, it's really weird. So that should affect me. Probably not you, except like I said, for maybe now I won't mumble as much. Yeah, so that's, I think, all that is really going to be affected by that. Yeah, so let's talk about the game. Crusader Kings 2. This is not a blind Let's Play. Let's just put that out there. This Let's Play isn't blind. It's going to be, Steam says I've played 85 hours of this game. So, that's quite a lot. It's a lot. It's a fair amount of playing. So, I've played quite a bit of this game. And I would appreciate it if you, join me on this adventure that I'm going to have. Now, when I was thinking about, and I'll explain the game as I go along, one thing I want to do is explain games. I think my audience is going to kind of know Crusader Kings just because I know the kind of people that watch me. I think they'd be acquainted with the game, but I'm going to go through and explain it anyway. Yeah, this is the nation selecting map. I'm going to do single player, regular campaign. This is the nation selecting map. Now, this game takes place between this date right here, Stamford Bridge, which is 15th of September, 1066, and the last date you can start is the 100 Years' War, which is, I'm not going to go over the history of it, but it's the 100 Years' War. But the game actually goes until 1453, which was the fall of the Byzantine Empire. So, that's kind of a cool, kind of a pretty big stretch, I think at least. And but we're gonna be starting off in the beginning. Now, I had a tough choice trying to decide who to be. It was originally I was gonna do the Bourbons. Reason being is that I'm actually descended from the Bourbons. Very, very barely, but I am actually descended from the Bourbons. That's where, if you see my channel name, Ian Booten, Booten is a Anglicanization of Bourbon. Some English guy couldn't spell Bourbon, so I guess he just called it Booten. But, yeah. But then I realized that I don't at all consider myself French. My family hasn't been in France for hundreds of years, so there'd be no reason to. I don't feel like connected with this character. But then I realized that I do very much feel connected with Ireland, which is where another branch of my family is from, and the branch that my family is the Uaneil. I'm probably butchering that, but for those of you that have watched my channel for a while, some of you that know that I'm kind of. I'm pretty fond of Ireland. I've never actually been there, but it's like I'm fond of it because of the way that my father and my grandfather have talked about it. My father never lived there, but he's been there. He wasn't from America. He was from Panama, actually. he was born here in America, but moved to Panama. But point being is that my family's Irish, and mostly Irish, and I feel, you know, pretty dang connected to Ireland. I want to live there one day. So I figured I have two choices. I could go from where my grandfather was from, which would be Ossory, which would be fine, I guess. But then I thought, well, maybe I should go, he was from somewhere like around, in one of these three. If anyone's Irish, he's from Tullamore. I'd be like in one of these three around here. It was like right around here-ish, I think, he's from. But I decided instead that I'm going to go with who I'm actually descended from, the Ewan Neal. And I think that's not a, you know, bad decision to go with them, because they're, you know, I don't know. It's going to be hard, but it's not going to be impossible. Like, I could go with these guys. This is when I'm playing as Ireland, I usually go as these guys. But I wanted something a little tougher, so I'm going to go with these guys. And, I mean, there's no real goals for this Let's Play. It's just, I would like to not let the English ever... You know, let me load it up first. I'll load it up, and we can see what my goals are. Now, this first part isn't going to be any gameplay. It's just going to be me kind of explaining what I want to do. Hear me cracking my fingers with this new high-def audio fidelity. Oh my God! You can hear me, all those little cracks. But, and the squeaky chair, which will be not a problem very soon. My squeaky chair will be gone very shortly. Hopefully, at least. Anyway, so one of my main goals is to keep England out of Ireland. Why, you may ask? Nationalism. Because fuck the English, right? No, I'm just kidding. I like the English. I like the English just fine. I have a lot of English friends, so, you know, it's like, it's not a... I don't hate the English. I hate what they did to the Irish, in a way. Let's put it that way. And so we're going to keep them out. And one other thing I'd like to do is knock the hell out of this Norwegian culture out of Ireland. Knock it back all the way to Norway. I would very much like to have a, Ireland for the Irish. Though I know historically the Norse did set up Dublin. They founded the city of Dublin, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, there's no reason I can't, you know, dream a little bit. You can hear me even scratching. Man, that is high-quality audio. Damn. But, yeah, so that's kind of my goal, is to unite Ireland, become High King of Ireland, or, as the Romans would say, Imperator Scatorum, Emperor of the Irish. Or I guess Rex Scatorum would be King of the Irish, which is actually a title that was held at one point. Was Imperator Scatorum. But yeah, that's my goal, is to become Emperor or King of all of Ireland. Maybe, with any luck, I'd like to kind of unite the Celtic peoples. So that's Scottish, Irish, Welsh, and Breton are all Celts. Now, someone has told me recently that Galicia is Celtic. Now, I'm not sure if I believe them. Because it very clearly here says that they're not. But the reason that made me kind of believe them is because if you look at the Celtic cultures, the Gaul, the Gael, and the Galicians, they all have the the GAE, the GAU, the GAL. It's all GA something L. So there's, I mean, maybe you history buffs can tell me, are the Galicians Celtic? I don't know. I've heard that they are. But yeah, the Gauls were Celtic, the Gaels were Celtic, so it might make sense that the Galicians were as well Celtic, though I'm heavily skeptical of that, so just to be clear. Now, if you hear me sniffling, I am very sniffly, so I'm going to take this moment to pause the video and sniffle the hell out of my nose. So I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. No more sniffles, at least hopefully. I could just feel like the sniffliness just coming up out of my throat, and I hated it. Absolutely hated it. I hate that feeling. But yeah, so let's just go over short-term plans. Short-term plans are going to be, if we look at the Dejor duchies, I should probably explain this as I go along. The Dejor duchies are, these are the duchies that the game is cut up into. So we are in the Duchy of Ulster. Now, the Duchy of Ulster doesn't exist right now, but we could, in theory, form it if we had 50% of Ulster. So if we grab one more of these places, one more of these places in Ulster, and we have the money for it, we can actually create the Duchy of Ulster, giving us claims on the rest of this, making us the Duke of Ulster. And obviously there's Connaught, Meath, Leinster, Munster, and I'm going to get the names wrong. I don't speak more than like a few words of Irish. My dad speaks broken Irish. My grandfather was fluent. It was his first language. He actually didn't speak English until he was like 13. As far as I'm aware, he lived in a very traditional part of Ireland, or in a traditional family around other traditional families in a traditional community, you know, that spoke Irish. So he didn't speak English, but so he could probably pronounce all these perfectly, and even English speakers from Ireland can pronounce these perfectly. But to me, it's Ulster, Connaught, Meath, Leinster, and Munster. I know that I'm saying those wrong. I know for a fact that I'm saying those wrong because people get on to me. They say, no, it's pronounced Connaught. And I'm like, I'm sorry, dude, it's fucking Connaught. That's the name of that place. But yeah, I'm just gonna sorry Irish people, I'm sorry I'm gonna butcher your names, and I've heard this pronounced Brafen. I don't know if that's right. Kildare, Ossory, Leinster, Ormond. I don't know how to pronounce these things. Dublin, I know how to say Dublin. I know for sure how to say Dublin. So yeah, that's Dublin. But yeah, so I want to kind of unite. I want to be get the de jure duchies of Ireland, and then there's the de jure kingdoms of Ireland, right? So I want to, my goal, just like, this is very tentative. I don't want to like put it out there as like this, I'm definitely doing this. But if I could be king of Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and Brittany, that would be cool. That would be cool. I would love to have all the Celts united under one banner. You know, kind of, you know, just united against the, I think Saxon in Irish is Sasina. Yeah, I think it's Sasina. Oh, and the of course the how could I forget the Cornish are Celtic as well. I cannot forget that. The Corns are definitely Celtish. Do not want to forget that. They are, you know, yeah. And so that's that. And I'd like to keep Ireland Catholic. There are some heresies. It's not really a big deal. But if I could crusade a little bit and maybe spread the Catholic faith a little bit down here, that'd also be kind of cool. Yeah, so you got Bogomolist down here in Philippopolis. Damn Greeks and their weird names. And there's de jure empires. Oh, they've updated this. I haven't played this game in a while. Okay, they've added more empires. So now Britannia. Oh, if I could be Emperor of Britannia, that'd be... Woo! Though I object to calling England as part of the Empire of Britannia, because Britannia is this part right here. It was actually... Yeah, the Romans named things, certain things. England was Britannia, Scotland was Caledonia, and Ireland was Hibernia. I take slight offense to Ireland being included in the Empire of Britannia. Slight offense. But damn, this is cool. They've added a bunch more empires. They didn't have Russia. They didn't have... Back in the day, they had 3 empires. It was a Roman Empire, Byzantine Empire, and 2 Arabian empires, I think, so 4, plus the Mongol empires that come in later. But these are the de jure empires, so now they've added more empires in. That's pretty cool. I didn't even know that. I haven't played this game in a few weeks. Dynasties, I'd like to have my dynasty, you know, kind of popular, you know, a few, you know, all around here. I've got the Godwins right there, my sworn enemies. Though they probably won't be my enemies for very long. Economy, everywhere is terrible. It's not worth looking at. Direct vassals, that doesn't matter. I'll talk about that later. Yeah, religions, diplomatic relations. Oh, what do I share with them? Oh, I can claim them. Oh. Ooh. 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 I have a claim on Tyrone. Ooh. 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 Can be inherited by successor. Okay. So I can pass that claim on to my son. And then I could take the Duchy of Ulster. Ooh, I'm liking the way this is working out, folks. I'm liking the way that this is working out. All right, and there's terrain, map mode. Yeah, I think that's all the map modes that really matter for now. Opinions, this is what people think of us. Muslims and pagans hate us. Everywhere else is kind of indifferent. We love ourselves. That's about it. But yeah, let's get on to these, explaining what's going on here outside of these map modes. We've got this thing right here, which none of this really matters. It's kind of like a shortcut. This matters right here. But none of this, I'll explain all this later, basically. Our domain is, it's pronounced domain, by the way, not demesne, as I was pronouncing it for a long time. We have clones. Now, see, or clones, I'm going to call it clones. So we own Oriel, right? But we don't personally govern Armagh. We don't control Armagh, and we don't control Dundalk. These are given off to some of our vassals. These are two direct vassals that we have directly. Direct vassals directly. Derp. Yeah, so these guys are two of our two only vassals as of now. But and this is clones right here. Here we can build stuff, which I don't have anywhere near enough money. First thing I'm gonna build is the castle village. It's really good. It's probably the best, most important thing you can build early game. Later on, you want to build something like I'm looking for the right one. Militia training grounds. That's the one you want, or just regular training grounds. But I like militia training grounds because it gives you quite a good bit of troops. 90 is not a small amount of troops in this early game. So yeah, that's what we can do with clones, and it has a base tax of 4. Currently, we're getting 4.4. Fort level is 3. You know, all the info was here. Castle, we have base tax because it's a castle, so that's +4. Farming +10%, that's why we have 4.4. Total levy, that's how many men we could draw up. Garrison size is how many men man the fort. We have 3 ships here, 15 light cavalry, 60 light infantry, and 150 heavy infantry. So that's makeup of our army right now, and about, of course, these guys also can draw up some guys. And they will come if called to war. So that is that. But let's go on up here. These are messages. We don't have any yet. This is score. Score is measured by prestige and piety, apparently. So you add up prestige and piety, and you get the score. And it's additive for every character. So when this guy dies, his prestige and piety will be added up and thrown into the pile. And then when his son dies, his prestige and piety will be added up and thrown into the pile. So it's cumulative like that. Score doesn't really matter in this game that much. This is our realm size. So we currently have a realm size of 3, and we own 1 personally. That's how you can see Earl Domhnall of Oriel. We have 1, and then in the parenthesis is 3. And then it shows our vassals and how much they own. Blah, blah, blah. No, wait, no, okay. I'll have to figure that. I haven't paid much attention to this thing much in the past, so I'll have to figure out how that works out. I think I explained it properly, but I'll have to look at that. Domain size is 1 of 4, so we can personally hold 4 holdings. This is affected by legalism, type of secession, which is Gavelkind, which I'll talk about later, but we need to change that. Our stewardship skill, our base, our rank. So if we're an Earl right now, but if we got to be a Duke, we'd have a higher rank. If we got to be what's the word? A king or an emperor, it would go even higher. That's the gist of the matter. Piety, that is pretty self-explanatory. You know, you have a certain amount of piety. It affects your relations with the Pope and certain actions you can take. It's important, but it's not the most important thing in the game. Then you have prestige, which is actually pretty good. You want to have a lot of prestige because it gets added to your score, and it's just everything is just better, basically. And that's I mean, I can't really say it much else than that. It's just better to have prestige. It affects a lot of things. Then gold, wealth. I'm gonna be calling these dollars because even though I know that it's not a dollar, but you know I'm gonna be calling these gold coins dollars. You know, $41, 41 point $41.47 is what we have right now. So excuse my Americanisms, but those are totally going to be called dollars. And over here we have me, Earl Domhnall of Oriel. Oriel, maybe, I don't know. Our heir currently is this guy who's my half brother, but he's Aid McNail. Yes. We are Domhnall MacNail Uanil Neugalich. Neugalich. That. Yeah, so that's us, and this is our coat of arms. You can choose an ambition. Currently, I'm not going to do anything yet, but I'm going to take the ambition get married. I'm not going to click that yet, but I am going to take the ambition get married. Conduct diplomacy. We can't really very well conduct diplomacy with ourselves, but if there was another character we were looking at, like this guy, we can conduct diplomacy with our brother. But we won't deal with that now. I can arrange a marriage, which I'll get to eventually. I am Irish. This is the culture. This is the religion. This is where I am. These are my skills. State diplomacy, diplomacy, martial, stewardship, intrigue, and learning. These all affect different things. They're kind of self-explanatory. Diplomacy, martial is, warring. Stewardship is wealth management and just management in general. Intrigue is intrigue, and learning is how learned you are. And here are my stats, and these are just repeated from up here. These things. And these are just my traits, my personal traits. I have flamboyant schemer, which is this is my personality type. Each character has a personality type. Mine is flamboyant schemer. That's +3 intrigue, -1 stewardship. I have ambitious, which is good if you are someone who is ambitious, and bad if someone who is ambitious is your vassal, because they will want to usurp you. Is it usurp or usurp? I don't know. I'm going to call it usurp, I think. I don't know. But yeah, it's bad to have vassals who are ambitious. It's good to be ambitious yourself. As you can see, it gives me a bonus in just about everything. Gluttonous is bad. It gives you -2 stewardship. Gregarious is +2 diplomacy. And zealous is blah, blah, blah. And these trigger certain events and give you different options with those events. And I think I'll have to look at the settings, but this guy, I should be able to see these guys. I can't. It cuts them off, but I should be able to see them. That's probably something to do with the way my window is set up. I'll look at that later. Never mind me. I'm just talking to myself. And here's Dynasty Tree, which, as we can see, everyone who's in my dynasty, going all the way back to Earl 8 of Tyrone. If I can click on him, look at his thing. I can even go back to his parents. Yeah, Earl Nail. Who was, I think this is the Nail, of which we get the Uanil dynasty. When was he born? No, actually, when was he born? Yeah, he might be the Nail, there was, maybe not, I don't know. This might be the Neil. There was an original guy who the Uanil are, I think this is it. Maybe not. I don't know. It goes back pretty damn far. Damn. This guy was born 130. Damn, this goes back far. I didn't even know they had eat back that far. I guess, damn. I mean, damn. What was the first Uanil? Where did I go wrong here? That's the Brafins. Might not even go by. I don't even know. Whatever. This is me. Let's go back to me. Actually, I think that's all I have to say. Oh, these are my titles that I currently hold. This is my heir, obviously. I don't have a wife, so I can't look at my wife. This is my heir, who is my half-brother. I will eventually, hopefully, get a son. This is titles I currently hold. These are titles I have a claim to. These are my family members, vassals, the guys in Oriel. This is my court. These are the guys who are in my court. They all love me. Yay! This is my allies. I don't have any. This is abroad. I do not have any courtiers who are abroad. So I'm going to stick it on family because, family is pretty important. And here we're going to look at these things. Council. Here is my council. I have all these guys. They do different things. Chancellor has to be good at diplomacy. Marshal has to be good at marshal. Steward has to be good with steward. And this is my heir, actually. My half-brother. Spymaster has to be good at intrigue. And court chaplain has to be good at learning. So that's generally the way it works out. They can serve in armies. You can forbid them to lead armies so that they don't get, they don't get crazy. Don't get crazy. They can, like this guy can sow dissent, fabricate claims, improve diplomatic relations. This guy can suppress revolts, train troops, research military tech, collect taxes, oversee construction, economy tech, scheme, build spy network, study technology, convert populace, research cultural tech. I never do that. I think it's a terrible idea. And improve religious relations. That's what these guys can do. You can appoint new ones. I'm not going to do that because these guys, I think they're all the best that I can get right now. This shows their skill in their particular area of expertise. Now, let's go over to laws. These are the laws of the land. Currently, I have the succession law Gavelkind. That means, at my death, my lands are split up between my heirs, which, because we're agnatic cognatic, that means that women can inherit, but only if there's no available man, basically, is how it works. So we don't want Gavelkind. Agnatic cognatic is fine, but Gavelkind, we want to get away with that and get primogenitor, which means that the firstborn son will inherit, or then if it's not the firstborn son, if he dies, then it'll be the secondborn son, blah, 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 blah. Basically, it has the line of succession that we're all kind of familiar with in, just traditional monarchical nonsense, basically that. I have to have it reigned for at least 10 years, and no vassal can have a negative opinion of me. I don't think any do, be honest, but I'll look at that. Seniority means that the oldest male of the dynasty. I don't like that. Elective monarchy means that anyone can elect the king, meaning that it can be someone not of my dynasty, so I could potentially not inherit the throne. I don't like that. Then here are the laws. This is the succession laws. Now these are just the general laws. Feudal levies, meaning how many troops they have to send me. Currently it's on normal. This is feudal taxation. I'm currently not taxing any of my vassals at all. City levies. This is how much I take from cities. Feudal is from feudal lords. Cities is from burghers. However you pronounce it, the burgers. The McDonald's are expected to provide the majority of their troops, so it's normal. And then cities taxation. Yeah, this is, pretty self-explanatory. There's taxation. There's church levies, which is, how much churches have to send. By churches, it means like church towns. And then there's church taxation, which is currently on minimum. It's, just standard, that kind of stuff. It's not really that important. We'll get into that later. Technology, I have no clue how this works. I don't really care. Moving on. Yeah. I don't really care much for this stuff. I have no clue exactly how it works. All I know is that you want to invest in castle infrastructure and legalism. Basically never change that. So, that's how it goes. You've got military. Now this shows my military. I have 2 vassals that they could bring. This guy could provide at most 66 troops. I am not able to raise any because he's loyal to the Pope, I think, or something like that. I don't know. This guy would be able to raise 63 troops at most. I am only able to raise 9% because of the laws. I could improve that because I could improve the laws or improve his opinion of me. Oh, he doesn't like me. Okay, I'll change that later. There's mercenaries and holy orders. Holy orders don't exist yet. I'll talk about them when they come around. I'll take my water bottle out of my hands so I'm not tempted to play with it. Mercenaries are obvious. You can hire mercenary bands. They're all really expensive and almost never worth it. So don't even try. Don't even try. Maybe once you're rich. Here's my army levies. So this shows how many I could bring up personally is 225. I could bring up 225 men personally. From vassals, and you can see this is 0 raised, 225 unraised, 225 max total, which is how many I have overall. Vassals I could raise 6, so you can see not much there. And hired is mercenaries. Fleet levies, same concept. I'm gonna move on. I don't know what this is actually. I'll have to look at that. Retinue. I'll have to look at that. Look up that. See what that means. I've never really used that tab. Intrigue. These are plots that I can choose. There's currently no suitable plots. These are decisions I can make. Factions within my empire. There's currently none. I'll talk about that later. Invite a holy man to court. Invite noble to court. Invite president debutante. Hold a feast. Summer fair. Grand hunt. Buy indulgences. This can be useful actually. But there's all that. There's more of these later. I think it's just stuff. These are plots that I'm backing, or that. Yeah, these are plots that I'm backing. These are threats, people that might be a threat to me. These are prisoners that I have in prison. Currently none, currently none. And known plots, currently none. That's basically it for here. Diplomacy, you can see this guy is my half-brother. There's all kind of things you can do. If I clicked on this guy, I could get different things. If I clicked on the King Harold, it's I could declare war, but I don't have a reason to, so it won't let me. But I could arrange a marriage, betrothal, swear a fealty. He would say yes, but I'm going to not do that, actually. Diplomacy. Now you want to go to religion. I almost never use this thing. There's bishops that you can appoint your bishops sometimes. Sometimes that can be changed where you have no control over your bishops. I usually just let it do it automatically because I don't really care about it. But Pope Alexander II is currently the Pope. Shows you who the Pope is. There's crusades. There's moral authority. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. I've never used this screen for anything. Characters. Now here are all my vassals. So my vassals. This is everyone in my realm. It's actually an identical thing, I think. An identical list. I'm going to have to fix this windowed problem. I'll have to look into that. Because it's just cutting this guy off. And I think I know how to fix it, but I'll do that later. And then search all. This is everyone in the game. You can see I'm scrolling down. It's not even it's barely making a dent in that little thing at the right. This is everyone. Just absolutely everyone that you can imagine in the game. So that's a thing. Then we have these things. These are the pop-ups that come up telling you what you need to do. That's what these are. So currently we have a ruler unmarried, unmarried heir, and we need to pick an ambition. So when we come back next time on Crusader Kings 2, that's what we're going to be doing. Let's have a quick look of the world. You can see got some Muslims and pagans over here. Got the Muslims down here. Got, Africa down there. And then you got the Catholics up here and the Orthodox, but no one cares about them because they're not very influential in this game. It's mostly the Catholics, as it really was truly back in the day. Mostly the Catholics. But anyway, folks, we're going to cut it off here because I've run for more than 30 minutes, and this is just the first of a long series of videos that I'm going to be doing. This game is going to take a long time. So as always, folks, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching, folks.